What's going on, everybody? It's Casualty here. 137 consecutive days streaming in a row. Part two. It's 2 days consecutively streaming. Actually, I think it might be. No, it's 2 days consecutively streaming on YouTube. Um, Getting the co-streams going together, or at least the dual streams. Multiple platform streaming is what it is. I feel like playing a little bit of Madden. Hope everybody's having themselves a decent Sunday. I guess I should do the thing where like I send the blast out and all that. So let me do that right quick. Oh my goodness, my voice is. Oh, you guys won't hear that, but that was gross. I hate my voice. It's okay though. There's worse voices to have. I could sound like Bobcat Goldthwait. He got with Nikki Cox though, so sometimes being rich means you can get a hot significant other. And isn't that? Never mind. Don't start on that platform. Actually, let's start on that platform. Ay caramba! But yeah, Steelers couldn't get it done, unfortunately. But I mean, we got next week still. It'll be good to take the Ravens on, get us sharp or whatever. I honestly do not expect much from this team this season. I have turned around on Aaron Rodgers as like a football player. I always thought he was a good football player. Personality-wise, seems kind of like a dick, but at the end of the day, like I don't give a fuck about how a person is as long as you comport yourself on the field and in the locker room. And it seems like there hasn't been any issues like he had in New York. And with a player friendly coach like Mike Tomlin, that was a concern of mine. But I just want to see Rodgers get one more postseason game. Hopefully, we can go out to, or actually, they're coming here. Hopefully, Baltimore will come here and we'll defend home turf and kick their ass. All right, give me a second, though. Just getting everything set up. How y'all doing now? How you doing? Howdy doody. It's your boy Casualty here, hanging off, goofing out, doing all sorts of things. There's that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get down tonight. I said, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. So we're gonna get Doug Douglas and Boomer Black in here shortly. Um, Season 3, undefeated thus far, coming in, taking on the Bears. That lone interception throughout 2 weeks of play. And we have the matter of the point shaving scandal. We're going to have to wait and see. Will that mean, will that mean that he will be suspended? Will there be fines? Will there be legal recourse? We don't know. We have no idea. But the only thing we can do is try our hardest, all right, to let the stuff off of the field remain off the field, and the stuff on the field, at least for Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., we hope, does not impact this young dynasty. But I'm sure Doug Douglas and Boomer Black will have more on the events that's going on with the point shaving scandal, with the gambling ring. But I don't know. I'm not in the know. I'm not in the know. I'm just the guy who broadcasts it to you all. I'm not a reporter. I'm just a stoner who plays video games and draws and writes and stuff. So I have no idea what's going on in this world. That's totally real and serious. Totally real and serious. That's a stream title waiting to happen. 83 overall. We got to make it happen here, folks. It's Super Serial T. That's right. I'm out here serial killing. Just fucking killing bowls of cereal back to back. Onset diabetes. Here we come. Fucking stage 4 diabetes. Motherfucker got stage 4 diabetes. Now I want some cereal. That's right. You pop up in here. You pop on in here. Shout out corn pops. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna flake. Shout out corn flakes on your next cereal treat. All right. You should have yourself a rice, rice crispy. Is it rice? Is it RICEP? Rice? Your ricep. Oh, you're working out a lot. You got a very big bicep. They wouldn't even say it like that. And that's offensive that you're using broken English. Is it more offensive when I do this voice? Y'all offended when I say y'all ain't offended when I do this. You just be like, oh, that's just a voice Casualty does. I like when he does that voice. But once he starts doing, oh, he's a very sorry. It's wrong. Oh, cancel him. All right, yeah, cancel me. Cancel Casualty. Hashtag cancel the most unknown known streamer out there. He's not known, but he knows about things. What type of things do you know about? I know about Pop Tarts. I know how to not overcook them. I know how to perfectly distribute my frosting over my toaster strudel. I wipe my own ass since I was 28. Okay, 13 years running. 13 years running. All right, anyway, though, let's get this shit going. We're going to get Doug Douglas in here. We're going to get Boomer Black in here. And we're going to have ourselves a good old time. Week 3 action inside the tomb. Week 3 action here in the tomb. I'm Doug Douglas, joined by Boomer Black on the Casualty Network, streaming live daily. We have a Week 3 matchup between these undefeated Memphis Egyptians at home, taking on the away team, hoping to put a blemish on this team's record. The Chicago Bears coming to town. You wonder, will the Bear be able to outdo the Anubis Boomer? Well, I'm not too sure. Bears 1-1 on the season. It's always hard to go into an away team's home field and exact your will. Number 16 there, the quarterback for these Chicago Bears, playing well. We're going to see if he's going to be able to dethrone this undefeated team. You know, put a blemish on the Super Bowl champions record here in this Week 3 matchup. September action, September football. And you take a look there, LaRon Mills, 5 receptions last week, 4 touchdowns, 119 yards, and that big-time 57-yard gain. These two have developed quite a chemistry between one another, LaRon Mills, Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., and we can't bring up the 3-year veteran without mentioning the ongoing court case, the point-shaving allegations against Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. 69 points. Lol. Yeah, that's what all the kids are tweeting. That's what all the kids are talking about. I mean, even the grown-ups are talking about it. You got a big-time scandal on the horizon here, and I think that he's innocent. But let's just get going with what's going on the gridiron there. We don't need to get caught up in all of this extra field stuff or whatever. Off the field stuff, if you will there, Doug. And you take a look here, Mike Virgil, 40 of 69, 6 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, 502 passing yards throughout 2 weeks of action. And he is in the huddle with his fellow Chicago Bears trying to manufacture the first scoring drive of the afternoon. Here in the tomb, people are alive. People are ready for some AFC South football action. Gilmore gets his first sack of the game. It's a fumble rooski. And the lineman scoops it up. And Then it's fumbled on the play by the lineman. We have an injury timeout. 2 fumbles on the opening snap here for the Chicago Bears. Not the way you want to start behind the 8 ball. Already trailing by 7, Boomer.
Yeah, you just see Gilmore's fired up. Explodes into the backfield, gets that fumble sacked. The offensive lineman scooped it up. You thought he was going to prevent the takeaway, but then he gets drilled. And that guy's name is B. Cheeks. He's getting subbed in. Not sure what his first name is, but wouldn't it be funny if his name was Butt?
Not too many people with the name Butt, Boomer, but it would be quite hilarious if that guy's name was Butt Cheeks.
And this is the second kickoff of the game. 9 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. First play for the Chicago Bears resulted in a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And they're down by 7.
Pressure by Gilmore. Another fumble sack scooped up by the offensive player, number 34. He doesn't fumble it. McDougal gets tackled for a loss of about 8 yards on the play. And we're looking at a 2nd and 18. Marvelous performance by Jamie Gilmore to start this game off. 4 down for the Memphis Egyptians. Pass finds the receiver, number 12, along the right hash marks. Wrapped up at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and it's a way to bounce back after you fumble the ball a couple of times there. Your confidence got to be shaken. Virgil finding a way to put it together and deliver a dime to his receiver.
Number 85 makes the reception, gets enough to move the chains. And we are moving along with first quarter action here. Monday Night Football. And take a look around the league, a 24-21 point game. The Arizona Cardinals defeating NFC West rival Seattle Seahawks. Xavier McDougal, 16 rushes, 71 yards. Get the stats right, Steve. You get paid a lot of money to give us the information, and you are not doing it here. 2nd and 7. 7 3/4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. A big-time rush gets down to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, McDougal finding that open space. Moves the chains, and we're looking at a... Oh, no, he didn't. No fresh set of downs. 3rd and inches. And they're going to need another opportunity, and it looks like he may take it to the house. 28's in pursuit. And that's a big-time gain. 3 rushes, 47 yards. For McDougal, number 34, getting it done for the Chicago Bears. Fresh set of downs. And now, they're inside the red zone. A big-time run, big-time rush. And the offense fired up.
Pistol formation for the Bears. Pass to number 88. Wrapped up at about the 13-yard line. A gain of about 5 or so on that pass play.
Yeah, and he just puts it right on the spot there. Virgil getting it done. Pistol formation for the Bears. Empty backfield. Running back goes out to the right. He sees a hole in the coverage.
And he checks it down to number 83 for a 25 yards receiving. 25 yards passing for Virgil here in this opening quarter against the Memphis Egyptians, trailing by 7. Offset I formation for the Bears. Number 34 gets his number called, and he's stuffed. Not enough to move the chains. Number 50 putting the shoulder pads down and wrapping up the returner. Nope, that's just a rusher, and they're going to go for it. 4th and 3 at the 10-yard line. Single back formation for these Bears. Gilmore, another fumble, Rooski.
Great googly mooglies. They went for it on 4th down. The running back fires into the gap, and he's just met by the explosive Gilmore.
Taking a look at Sweetleaf Jr., 44 of 56. Nearly 740 passing yards. 11 touchdowns and 1 interception throughout 2 weeks of play. His first opportunity of the night, starting deep in his own territory. 1st and 13
for the Memphis Egyptians. Peterson gets his number called, shirks the defender, stays upright, and gets down to about the 19-yard line. 21 rushes last week, 130 yards, and a touchdown in that Week 2 matchup.
Yeah, and we're going to take a moment to pause for station identification. I'm Boomer Black, joined by Doug Douglas here on the home of the Memphis Egyptians, the Casualty Network, streaming live daily, might I mind you. And we just want to say thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on all the content. It's greatly appreciated there.
And moving on with first quarter action, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Single back formation for these Memphis Egyptians. And they are looking to find a way to manufacture some points here halfway through the first quarter. And the ball is snapped. It's a play action. Sweetleaf going for LaRon Mills. Makes the reception down at the 46-yard line. A big-time gain for the veteran receiver, LaRon Mills. Kick Chicago's ass. Indeed. Move those chains. You see him just get right into the field's pocket. Something. I don't know football. Boomer, take over for me.
Yeah, he just finds a hole in the zone coverage there, Doug. Don't worry, I know you've been drinking a bit early here. September's a rough month for you and all, I understand. And now we got a 1st and 10. 7-point lead by the Memphis Egyptians. This is their first offensive drive of the game. The points coming off of that fumble sack return by the Egyptians defense. And here we are. A big-time game, 2032 football action. And this portion of the stream is brought to you by a healthy breakfast cereal, Linville Crisps. They're delicious, they stay crunchy, and they just are the best way to start your morning out. At least for me there, Doug.
And it's a first down play. 2nd and 5, Enrique Gary gets the first down on that 2nd down. You see Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., amidst the controversy, signs a 7-year deal with the Memphis Egyptians. If the gambling scandal does pin him down, he may be in prison for that entire contract. I'm just joking. You know they'll release him and just replace him with another person. He's just a pawn, and his life doesn't really matter. Anyway, shouldn't have said that aloud. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Peterson gets the handoff.
So here's the thing. I don't know if you know about this analysis or not, Doug. I've seen you struggling with saying things like zone coverage. But at the end of the day, true story here, Doug. The team with the most points is going to win the game. And the game is played to be won. We're out here to win.
Absolutely, Boomer. Absolutely. Marvelous analysis from the CTE recipient, Boomer Black. Brain damage doesn't prevent him from doing color commentary. He may wet the bed occasionally, but that's a problem for one of his many maids and mistresses. I get those two mixed up.
Let's not talk about my maids and mistresses here. We got a 3rd and 7 at the 29-yard line. Is this offense going to peter out here? Are they going to be able to convert? They haven't done anything, and now's the opportunity to get into the end zone.
Absolutely, and that's what we play the game for, to get into the end zone, and that's why you hire all of those strippers to get into their end zone. Jordan, the young receiver, unable to reel it in, hits his hands, he drops the pass, and we're going to see the special teams take the field for the first time for these Memphis Egyptians. Just under 90 seconds remaining. Northrup with the hold. The kick is up, threads the uprights, and it's a 10-point lead here early on for these Memphis Egyptians. The defense is carrying the workload. Jamie Gilmore, 3 forced fumbles throughout 8.5 minutes of play. Truly one of the most devastating defensive linemen in the league.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just, I miss being out there. I miss the camaraderie. I miss just having something that experience shared with another man. And I just don't get that anymore. But I will say, Jamie Gilmore, I vicariously lived through him. I was never as fast as he was, but he just gets in there every play, never gives up. And I just love to see this young man execute.
Absolutely, Boomer. Unfortunately, your career was cut short due to injury. But selfishly, I'm glad that I can share the broadcast booth with you. Always a good time having you here, pal. And nobody can pound a Boomer Black Brown Ale quite like you, my friend.
This portion of the stream is brought to you by the best beer on the market. Boomer Brown's, nope, Boomer Black's Brown Ale. I guess I cracked one open a bit too early there. We have so many flavors, and the football season is the perfect time to drink and neglect your kids.
And it's a 1st and 10. Virgil scrambles out of the pocket, getting nothing but open space. Ball jarred free, scooped up by the receiver. Overconfident was Virgil. And you see LaRon Mills' cousin, the receiver for the Chicago Bears, making the recovery, stopping the turnover. And we are going to see a movement of the chains. A defensive back's eyes just grow so wide when they have the opportunity to see one of those quarterbacks galloping in the open field. They're a runner. That means they are open to get driven to the ground just like a running back, just like a receiver. No quarterback protection when you elect to scramble out there. Virgil learns that lesson.
And we're going to start this second quarter off. It's 1st and 10 for these Memphis Egyptians, taking on the Chicago Bears in this Week 3 matchup. A marvelous run by number 34 gets his number called. Rushes right up the gut. McDougal having himself a McLunch here against this Memphis Egyptians defense on this drive.
This portion of the stream is brought to you by the McLunch. Get yourself a burger, a chicken sandwich, 6 chicken nuggets, 2 medium Cokes, and a large fry, you fat piece of shit. McLunch.
I don't think we really should be calling the customers fat pieces of shit. I mean, a lot of the people that are eating McDonald's are actually really attractive and in shape and the pinnacle of what we'd want to see as a society.
And Virgil evades the sack, turning nothing into something. Definitely not a fat ass, definitely fleet-footed, and he gets down to the 2nd-yard line. I got you with a follow. Can you sub to my YouTube channel? No, I cannot. I don't sub to anything. Big Dom energy here. Big Dom energy on the Casualty Network. You know what I'm saying there, Boomer?
Absolutely, but you know, I like to mix it up every now and again. It's always nice to be the Dom, but, you know, you find yourself a woman, and sometimes, you know, you want to do a little sub action. I'm not going to pay for that, though, but, you know, you find the right lady, you fall in love.
Virgil scrambling, gets away from Gilmore, leveled by Thomas. Ball squirts free like a premature fetus there, and it's scooped up.
That was a really gross analogy, but I guess it did pop out there like a premature fetus and scooped up off the ground like a doting mother would do.
Absolutely, and Doting Mothers is the sponsor of this portion of the stream. You don't know what to get your mom for Mother's Day, do you? When's Mother's Day in 2032? Oh, it's this Sunday. Next Sunday, that is. Check it out. DotingMother.com. Get her a flower basket or some pots. I mean, what do mothers really want?
I know what mothers really want. Mothers want a good...
We're just gonna cut Boomer's feed there, and it's a 1st down conversion by Devontae Peterson down at the 29-yard line. The offense having to settle for the field goal on the last drive there. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Dockery, Mills, Jordan, and Gary, the receivers. Peterson, the lone running back. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Sweetleaf airing it out for Dockery. A marvel. No, that was Jordan. My apologies. Jordan making the reception. He has a very large head and a very tiny helmet, but he makes the catch. He's not going to be deterred by the misshapenness of his helmet to head ratio. No, he goes up, makes the reception over two Chicago Bears defenders, and he's got shades of Keontae Dockery there. I thought he was Dockery, and he just elevates to the next level, gets that first down, and the Memphis Egyptians inside the red zone yet again. 6.5 minutes remaining on the Casualties second quarter coverage on the Casualty Network. I'm Doug Douglas. He's Boomer Black.
And they only get a gain of 1 yard there. It's 2nd and 9, empty backfield for these Memphis Egyptians.
And Sweetleaf looking for Gary on the out route. Leveled by number 38. And he gets down just shy of the marker. 3rd and inches here. Night football game in the tomb. The Egyptians fans are ravenous. They're looking for yet another victory against the NFC opponents coming to town. Hello, how are ya? Did you happen to bring any delicious Chicago deep dish pizza with you? If not, get the fuck out of here.
And there's about 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. We're looking at a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. It's looking pretty good for these Memphis Egyptians. And we're going to take a moment to pause for station identification. I'm Boomer Black. He's Doug Douglas. Gary prevents the interception, cutting off that defensive back, saving his quarterback the blemish of a turnover here in the red zone.
And there's just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Peterson gets his number called, loses about a yard on that rush opportunity. And this offense is puttering out yet again, so close to the end zone.
Yeah, and it's going to be 3rd and goal for these Memphis Egyptians. They're going with a shotgun formation.
Sweetleaf finds Peterson in the perfect place, right in the hole of the zone coverage. 3 Bears converge on him, but not before they put 6 points up on the board. And if we can get the extra point up, and it's good, 17-point lead here with just under 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter, Boomer.
Yeah, and they're playing some smash-nose football on the defensive side. A lot of fumbles, a lot of recoveries, and there's a lot of bruises that them Chicago Bears are going to be leaving with here in this Week 3 matchup.
And we just want to say we always appreciate the Casualty Network viewers, but you have the opportunity to support a sister channel, a brother channel, a sibling channel. We're not going to give it a gender, but check out Hate Crew 350, the broadcast network where you can find all sorts of riveting gameplay from Resident Evil to Dark Souls to just chopping it up and having a good time. Check out the Hate Crew 350 channel.
And with a 17-point lead, you know these Memphis Egyptians really enjoy starting the second half off receiving. They deferred at the beginning of the game, and they're going to get the opportunity. Gilmore with another fumble sack. Fumble Rooski. Great googly moogly. Virgil, just give it up.
Jamie Gilmore with his 3rd sack of the afternoon. I believe that's his 8th sack of the season, coming here in this Week 3 matchup against the Chicago Bears. 3rd and 24. Not too many plays designed to get that much yardage, is there, Boomer?
And Virgil runs into the arms of Gilmore again. And he prevents the safety. Oh, maybe he should have taken the safety because that's 6 points on the board recovered. This defense here is putting on one of the best performances I've seen in my entire life.
Virgil out there looking like a deer in the headlights. Gilmore was the SUV that splattered Bambi's mother's intestines all over the pavement. And now we are seeing another extra point after the second defensive touchdown of the night here in Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what Virgil's thinking. He's out there running around like he's a 6'7", 300-pound guy. When you got big-time defensive ends out there hitting you over and over, you might just want to throw it away. You maybe have your offensive line take a holding penalty. You gotta stop Gilmore. You gotta stop this defensive front.
They're just having their way with him indeed, aren't they, Boomer? Nearing the 2-minute warning here in Memphis. Chicago with the ball. Scrambles out of the pocket. That time he wasn't even hit hard and the ball jars free. And number 51 makes the recovery for the Bears, preventing the turnover. Morgan saving his quarterback. I mean, I was going to say giving him a modicum of respect. And you see him scooping up with that giant banana-fingered hand. And he drops down. Number 16, what are you doing? You're out there, you're playing like Mike Virgin. Because his name's Virgil?
Yeah, I don't really get the connection. And it's 2nd and 4, 2-minute warning looming here inside the tomb. They elect to let it go off, whistle blows. And 24-point lead for the Memphis Egyptians over these Chicago Bears. We're going to take a moment to pause for station identification. You see, I'm Boomer Black. He's Doug Douglas, here on the home of the Casualty Network, the Memphis Egyptian streaming network, that is. And we just want to say thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on all the videos. It's greatly appreciated.
Jamie Gilmore with yet another fumble. The recovery by Sermons. Preaching here on this Monday night matchup against the Chicago Bears. Gilmore with that closing speed. Hits him in the open field. Ball jars free. And Devontae Peterson averaging about 4 yards per carry. 40 yards rushing throughout 2 quarters of play. And they come out in an empty backfield, leading by 24. Sweetleaf going for Jordan. He's getting his number called a lot. Thomas not in the lineup. Is anybody else perturbed by that giant head, tiny helmet combo, or is it just me?
Oh, it's definitely not just you. But let's stop focusing on the aesthetic of players, and let's focus on this 24-point lead that the Memphis Egyptians have. Just about 80 ticks remaining on the game clock there.
And Sweetleaf looking for Gary, deflected at the point of reception. I think that's a phrase. I think I can say that. I think I can. I think I can. 2nd and 10. 11-yard line is where this play is going to start from. Shotgun formation. Peterson is the lone running back. He goes for LaRon Mills. Gets down to about the 3-yard line. An 8-yard gain for Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. Finding his receiver on that slant route all the time in the world to get that pass off. And it's now 3rd and 3 with just about 50 seconds remaining in the quarter. Gary with the reception just near the edge of the end zone. Falls down inbounds, 2 feet in, secures the catch. Oh, they may review it. And they are going to take a look at it back in New York. Maybe he didn't get that second foot in. 1, 2, nope. That's 2 feet down by my estimation. And the Zebras take the field. They're going to let us know if it is a touchdown. And the call is good. 6 points on the board. A marvelous reception by Enrique Gary. Red zone reception, 15 yards on the game for the tight end. and they lead by 31 points heading into the second half. They will get the ball in the third quarter. Taking a look around the league, the San Francisco 49ers thwomp the New England Patriots 45-14, a blowout in San Francisco.
Yeah, and we're going to see if these Chicago Bears are going to try and get a couple of points on the board. 40 or so seconds remaining in the quarter. Virgil scrambles out of the pocket, elects to keep it himself. That's a hand pass, and that's going to come back. Goes beyond the line of scrimmage, elects to throw it. And that's a penalty here in the big leagues.
It's going to be 2nd and 14. They lose a down. They lose 5 yards. 36 seconds remaining in the half. Trailing by 31. Number 88 with the reception. Survives the big impact hit. Holds on to it. And there's 20 ticks remaining. They hurry back up to the line. They may just let it bleed out. 3rd and 7. The Egyptians content to allow this clock to bleed down. No sense in trying to put more points up on the board. They have a big lead here. They get the ball at the half. And he makes the pass. Komet with the reception. And we're going to move along to the third quarter here, Boomer.
Yeah, and third quarter action getting started off here. In the tomb, the Egyptians leading by 31. Scoreless by these Chicago Bears. The Egyptians have been playing sound defense throughout these opening weeks in September. And now they're actually coming up with a performance that reflects it on the scoreboard. They've been doing a lot of bend, don't break. And here, they're showing what it can mean when you are clicking on all cylinders. 1st and 10. Jumbo I formation for the Egyptians. And Peterson gets his number called, wrapped up by number 97 of the Bears. That's his 11th rush of the night. And he got about 44 yards or so thus far.
Pistol formation for the Egyptians. Peterson, the lone running back. It's a handoff. And he's wrapped up for a loss there on the play. 3rd and 7. They come out in a shotgun formation. They may try and go deep here. Gary out in the slot. Mills, Dockery, and Jordan, the receivers, flanking this Memphis Egyptians offensive line. Sweetleaf airing it out for Laron Mills. Deflected, and that's going to bring out the punting team. Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., 9 of 12, 136 yard, a pair of touchdowns. And that opening drive of the third quarter is going to result in a 3 and out. Murray jars the ball free, scoops up his own fumble recovery. And they're going to get 6 points on the board off of the takeaway alone.
Yeah, I mean, special teams, defense. The offense is struggling for this Memphis Egyptians. But, I mean, 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, I believe. They're putting points up on the board. But the story here is, excuse me, I knocked over my beer. The story here is that the defense and special teams are playing on a level that we haven't seen all season.
Absolutely, Boomer, absolutely. A marvelous performance by this Memphis Egyptians defensive front. The Bears beaten up, black and blue, hurting, and they are trying to manufacture some points here. 8.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Goes over the center of the field and finds his receiver. Unfortunately, the ball is jarred free. The ball-hawking Egyptians just swarming all over these Chicago Bears receivers. They got their hands in the honey pot, and they're like, yes, please.
Yes, please, indeed. You know, I've never seen honey come in a pot. I've seen it in a jar. I've seen it in a bowl. I didn't even know you could put honey in a pot. And then I remember as a kid, I watched that Winnie the Pooh shit. And I love Winnie the Pooh. I used to walk around the house just bottomless with a red t-shirt. Oh, it was a good time.
Indeed, and we're moving along with third quarter action here. Peterson gets his number called. down at the 38-yard line. 2nd and 7 for the Memphis Egyptians. And they lead by 38, a blowout victory inside the Tomb. This team is set to be the premier dynasty of the 2030s. Nearly intercepted, throws into double coverage. The errant pass sails incomplete. And now it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Memphis Egyptians at the 38-yard line. They are in field goal territory. You wonder, will they go for it? But that will be moot if they convert here on this 3rd down opportunity. Sweetleaf to Flowers makes the reception, number 40, the backup tight end. 2nd string tight end getting his first reception, netting the 1st down. 7.5 minutes of regulation in the 3rd quarter. Pistol formation for the Egyptians. Peterson gets his number called. The ball squirts free. And Chicago gets their first fumble recovery of the night. Was Peterson down? Let's take a look here. Seems like he may have been down. Will they challenge it? It looks like it's not reviewable, unfortunately. There we go. They're going to look at it in New York. The Indianapolis Colts getting a victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 14-10 in that Week 3 matchup.
Yeah, just taking a look here. Let's see. The ball hasn't popped free. That's a knee down. Oh, that's pretty close. That's a nice angle there. I'm glad I'm not a zebra. I'm going to let them make the call here.
And we will be reviewing it. Let's see here. It is a 2nd and 7 for the Memphis Egyptians. It is not a fumble. Peterson holding on to it. And it's an empty backfield for the Memphis Egyptians, leading by 38. Just about 7 minutes remaining here in the quarter. He just throws it away. The coverage was tight downfield. Elects to just scramble out of the pocket, sailing it out of the right sideline there. And it's 3rd and 7, just under 7 minutes remaining here in the quarter. The ball nearly sacked, sails incomplete. Another incompletion, and that brings the special teams out for another field goal opportunity with about 6 3/4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they got stalled out on their first drive. They settled for a field goal on this drive. The offense is actually having a lackluster performance, but how special teams and defense is playing, I mean, these guys could just go 3 and out for the rest of the game and still win it.
I'd have to agree with you there, Doug. I'd have to agree with you. 41-point lead here. 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Pistol formation for the Chicago Bears. The pass to number 12 gets enough to move the chains. Virgil 11 of 11, 64 yards, but it doesn't show the number of fumbles the young quarterback has been struggling in this Week 3 matchup here in the Tomb. Throws it to the right sideline. Number 55 gets a hand on it. His first incompletion for Virgil. And we're going to take a moment to pause for station identification. He's Boomer Black. I'm Doug Douglas here on the home of the Memphis Egyptians, the Casualty Network, streaming live daily. We just want to say thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on all of the content. It's greatly appreciated. And we move along with 3rd quarter action. Man in motion for the Chicago Bears. Finds a receiver open over the logo down at the 47-yard line into Memphis Egyptians territory. And the Chicago Bears, with one of their most likely to score points performances here late in the 3rd quarter. And he gets out of bounds, gains about 4 yards on the reception. It's 2nd and 6. You see AFC West rival Denver Broncos trounce the Kansas City Chiefs 28-18. And it's 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line. Offset I formation for the Bears. He gets the pass out in time. Gilmore nearly getting his 5th sack of the afternoon. Sorry, of the evening. But Virgil able to loose the ball, incomplete. And we are looking at 3rd and 6 at the 43-yard line of the Memphis Egyptians. Makes the reception down at the 37-yard line. 4th and inches. You imagine they're going to go for the punt here. They want to put some points up on the board. Their best opportunity coming here at the 37-yard line. Number 1 looking to thread the uprights. And it sails wide and short, just like that midget stripper you had last night.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we're allowed to say midget anymore there, Doug. It's a little person whore.
Absolutely, Boomer, absolutely. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. We're taking a look at another offensive opportunity for these Memphis Egyptians. Peterson is the lone running back. Sweetleaf looking for LaRon Mills along the sideline, secures the catch at the 40-yard line. His 3rd reception of the evening. A marvelous performance by LaRon Mills, as always. Pistol formation for these Memphis Egyptians. Peterson, the lone running back. Flowers and Gary in at the tight end position. Flowers gets his number called, converged on by number 53 with the C on his helmet, gains about 7 yards on the play. And with Nathan Thomas out of the rotation, you are seeing it is affecting this receiving core. Looking at a 2nd and 3 here. And deflected by the linebacker. Another incompletion for Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. here. 3rd and 3 with just about 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Leading by 41 are these Memphis Egyptians over the Chicago Bears. Sweetleaf to Jordan. Makes the reception down at the 24-yard line. Nearing 200 yards passing is Antonio Sweetleaf throughout 3 quarters of action. The box is stacked up with a bunch of Bears. Peterson, the lone running back, tests the water. Gains about 2 yards on that 1st down rush opportunity, making it 2nd and 8. Peterson looking for his 100th career rush touchdown. 11 seasons in the league. Peterson looks like he put on a move too soon there, and it's 3rd and 5. Had nothing but open field. Elects to put on the burners. Jukes, and it brings them down shy of the 1st down marker. 3rd and 5 for the Memphis Egyptians.
They're at the 19-yard line, single back formation for the Egyptians. Gary gets it in stride, and he fights down to about the 5-yard line. Another 3rd down conversion for these Memphis Egyptians.
Sanford with the tackle. It's 1st and goal at the 5. Pistol formation for the Memphis Egyptians. Just under a minute remaining in the quarter. Peterson wrapped up in the backfield. 17 rushes, 54 yards. Struggling against this Chicago defensive front. They're holding them to under 60 yards throughout 3 quarters of play. Peterson gets about a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd goal. Perhaps the final play of the quarter here. Peterson gets his... Nope, that was Mills. LaRon Mills with another reception, another touchdown. His 1st touchdown of the night. And that's going to extend the lead to 48 if number 3's extra point is good.
The extra point's up, the extra point's good. And that's 48 points on the board for these Memphis Egyptians. We're going to take a moment to pause for station identification. I'm Boomer Black, joined by Doug Douglas here on the home of the Memphis Egyptians, the Casualty Network, streaming live daily, might I add. And we just want to say thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on all the content
And the fourth quarter is set to get kicked off here in Memphis. The Chicago Bears trailing by 48. It's their first offensive opportunity, and another fumble sack by Jamie Gilmore. Recovered by the offensive lineman number 63. 5 sacks on the night for Gilmore. The question is, with how he's performing, can he match the single game record here in this Week 3 matchup?
Yeah, Gilmore's been playing smash mouth football, and here he is, just hitting, and hitting. Just one after the other, one after the other. So many fumble rooskies, so many takeaways.
And it's a marvelous catch by McDougal. Started so marvelously in that opening half and has been relatively useless throughout the second quarter. Pistol formation for Virgil and these Bears. Pass to the right sideline. Number 86 with the reception, throwing way short of the first down marker, and that's going to bring special teams out. McCormick, number 2, the punter, boots it deep into Egyptians territory. Cannon, the return man. Thomas has been shaken up in this game. We're not sure what the injury was. We missed it. We'll have Steve perhaps report in on it. And it is now 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for the Memphis Egyptians. Devontae Peterson gets his number called and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Barely gets a yard on that rush opportunity. 2nd and 9 at the 34. Peterson struggling against this defensive front. Can't get much room. And that's 3rd and 7 for the Memphis Egyptians. Back-to-back runs, netting not much more than a yard.
And they come out in a shotgun formation. You know they're ready to air it out. They're ready to go deep if they have to. And now, 3rd and 7. What are they going to do?
Sweetleaf airing it out for Keontae Dockery. Over the defender, a 65-yard touchdown, linking up Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., finding Keontae Dockery all alone on that island.
And I told you it was going to be a deep threat there. Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. gets a lot of air under that. Dockery handles the athletical positioning there, just elevates to a level of somebody who maybe got like springs in his cleats there. That's pretty funny to think about, like a guy who got like springs in his cleats or knees or something, just like bouncing around out there like that Tigger guy.
You are really on a Winnie the Pooh kick. CTE is hitting differently here tonight in the Tomb. 55 points divide these clubs. Chicago Bears goose egg throughout 3 1/4 of play. And they are hoping to manufacture at least a field goal or something here to start this fourth quarter off.
Pistol formation for the Chicago Bears. They got to air it out. They got to cover a lot of yardage here.
And number 34 with the reception. 18 of 20, nearly 100 yards passing for Virgil in the game, but those are really useless yards. No yardage coming in the red zone, really. 34 gets leveled. Ball squirts free and scooped up by Flowers. His first fumble recovery of the night.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not going to get any points on the board if you keep getting turnovers. You got to hold on to the ball. I mean, even if it comes to stepping out of bounds, this is pathetic.
This is pathetic indeed. Memphis Egyptians walking all over the Chicago Bears, and that may be Devontae Peterson's biggest run from the line of scrimmage. Getting down to the 23-yard line, struggling throughout this game to manufacture rushing yards are these Memphis Egyptians. But he's, on this drive at least, running downhill. 2nd and 4 for the Memphis Egyptians. They have the receivers bunched out to the right. 5.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Peterson gets his number called. Stumbles forward. Down at the 9-yard line. Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and Devontae Peterson, grinding this defense down, is finally getting his legs under him. And he's finding a way to carve up these Chicago Bears defensemen on this drive here. And there's his 100th career rushing touchdown coming in this Week 3 matchup against the Chicago Bears. Marvelous run, marvelous blocking by those guys up front. And that's another 6 points on the board.
And you see Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. celebrating on the field. You gotta respect him showing up here and playing marvelously with everything that's going on off the field, the allegations, the court case. Will we be seeing a guilty or not guilty verdict? We will have to wait to see exactly what is going on with the trial, but let's see what's going on with this Monday night matchup here against the Memphis Egyptians and the Chicago Bears.
Well, they're blowing them out. It's a 62-0 lead here for the Memphis Egyptians. Shotgun formation, and he just throws it right to McFarland. I mean, he didn't even seem to look for one of his receivers. That's his first interception of the night, but Virgil's playing, I hate to say it, but he's playing like an idiot out there. 9 turnovers for the Chicago Bears. And there's just under 5 minutes remaining. If the Egyptians play this smart, this could be the final drive of the game. They can get out of this game with no points on the board and potentially obviously another victory. I'm sorry here, guys. I'm a little shaken up today.
A little shaken up indeed. A little shaken up. My weed, Doug Douglas, isn't going to quit drinking, but he is mixing in a little bit of the stinky icky to just maintain that mental health balance that I need ever since losing Mrs. Douglas.
And that's a big-time run by Devontae Peterson. That's going to make it 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. 23 pass opportunities, 27 rush opportunities. A mediocre performance by Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. and this receiving core, but they've done more than enough to secure the victory here. And Devontae Peterson been running downhill these last 2 drives.
Gets his number called, breaks a tackle, wrapped up at the 1-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and goal in the 2-minute warning here in the Tomb. A blowout of all proportions. 62-0 here in this Week 3 matchup against the Chicago Bears. At the 1-yard line, Peterson gets his number called, and that is a touchdown. We're going to see the extra point team come out. And the kick is up. The kick is good. 69 points on the board. Lol.
Yeah, it's just like that Super Bowl game. I wonder if Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. tweeted out about a 69-point victory here earlier this week. That's a pretty funny joke, isn't it there, Boomer? Oh, wait, I'm Boomer. That's a pretty funny joke there, isn't it, Doug?
You're Boomer. I'm Doug. That joke, I mean, it was something. I don't know if we should be joking about that on the broadcast. That's something that you and I can talk about after our nightly nightcap. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 25-yard line. 85 makes the reception. Spins off of the tackler, but falls down at about the 38-yard line. Fresh set of downs, just about 90 seconds remaining in the game. Gilmore nearly getting his 6th sack, unable to secure Virgil. The pass is out and down at the 47-yard line, making it 2nd and 1. just about a minute remaining in the game. It's a screen pass. 34 gets his number called. Wrapped up on the logo inside Egyptians territory. And we are looking at the final moments of the game. The receiver, number 88, makes the reception. LaRon Mills' cousin making a marvelous catch here. And the ball jars free. No points on the board. 10 turnovers for the Chicago Bears. And that'll be the final play of the game for the Chicago Bears, you imagine. Final play of the game coming up here for the Memphis Egyptians. Peterson gets his number called, breaks a tackle, fights down to about the 34-yard line. 31 rushes for the 11-year veteran. A couple of touchdowns. And that's gonna be this Week 3 matchup wrapped up here in the Tomb. Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. on 69% completion percentage. 269 yards, 4 touchdowns. Leads the Memphis Egyptians in a blowout victory over the Chicago Bears, 69-0. He's Boomer Black. I'm Doug Douglas here on the home of the Memphis Egyptians, the Casualty Network. And we just want to thank you for tuning in. In the meantime, in between time, keep it cool, keep it clean, keep it casual, and we'll catch you in the next game.
Yo, that's kind of like troll activity. You see Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. out here trolling, 69% completion percentage, 269 yards, another replicate score of the point shaving Super Bowl, apparently 69 points. Is he taunting the NFL? Is he saying, yeah, I'm point shaving, but what are you going to do about it? We're still winning. All right, it still looks like I'm putting up a marvelous performance. Now, by Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. standards, yeah, 269 yards, that's a bit low. 4 touchdowns, that's a bit low. This guy is just a touchdown machine, and I don't think he would do anything to jeopardize his dynasty just to, lull 69. But I don't know. He's a young man. Maybe he would. Maybe he would. Upgrades available. Let me upgrade you. And there it is. Throw on the run, extra speed, ball carrier vision, throw under pressure. 22 years old, sub 6-foot quarterback. Just carving defenses up, left and right, left and right. Ain't no stopping them. Wait, didn't we just play the Colts? We did. Well, we gonna be playing them again, I guess. We gonna be taking on Deshaun Watson. He gonna talk some smack on me to start this matchup up? Is that what he's gonna do? Nah, he knew better. Motherfucker knew better. You better, you better, you better. When you say you need me, you say you better. That's right. You better, you better, you better. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the beast. Okay. Well, the file is saved. The victory is won. And I don't think I'm going to do another game tonight. No, that'll be it. That's all you get. That was a fun game. Do I want to keep streaming? Could be. I could keep streaming. I most certainly could keep streaming. But yeah, whatevs. Whatevs. Do we keep streaming? That's the question. Do we keep on going on? If we do, what will we play? What will we play? I probably should do some drawing.
Hi, my name is Simon, and I've got some drawings to do. I've got some drawings. Hold on. I've got some drawings to catch up on. But we blew them out. No big deal. We always blow them out. I mean, it is all Madden. It is all Madden. And with you think with how I am like hitting so many forced fumbles and shit, that I like changed the modifiers, but I didn't. I haven't changed the modifiers at all. I'm just fucking amazing. Yeah, look at these sliders. Gameplay sliders. I ain't changed shit. It's the default sliders. Not a damn thing has changed. Alright? Ain't nothing going on there. All that shit's the same. I'm just good at using the hit stick. Alright? I've gotten a lot of experience thumbing a joystick, okay? And I just elevate it to the next level. I just elevated to the next level. But damn, son, it has to be. Let me see these former players of the week here, because I'm curious. I could see why I didn't get Offensive Player of the Year, but or week. Cowan, 32 of 42, 361, three touchdowns. Good for you. Good for you. You had more pass yards than me. But Jamie Gilmore, 7 tackles for a loss. Every tackle he had was a fumble. I don't think there's ever been an NFL game where a player had that many tackles, that many fumbles. Couldn't get those 7 sacks, though. Couldn't get the 7 sacks. The 7 sack samurai. That's the samurai who has 7 nut sacks. And it gives them so much extra testosterone that really helps with sword fighting. I don't know, man. Fucking improv is hard. Jeez. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? You know what I want from you? I want you to have a great day. Just keep reprimanding your viewers. I'm doing great. Yeah, outside validation. Yay, yay, I'm doing great. Look at me, guys. Somebody acknowledged my greatness. Now I'm going to get myself a 30-foot statue built. Don't don't patronize you? Okay. Okay. Can I patronize somebody else? Do I have permission to patronize somebody else? I'll take the LOL as a yes. I'm not going to patronize anybody. But thank you for acknowledging not my greatness, but the greatness of Antonio Sweetleaf Jr., this Memphis Egyptians offense, defense, special teams just playing marvelously here throughout 3 weeks of action, leading in the AFC South. You see the Colts, their lone loss coming against the Egyptians. And this will be their final matchup here, the last week of September. Gonna be an AFC South rivalry matchup between the Indianapolis Colts, led by Deshaun Watson, the veteran quarterback, and then we have the third-year sensation, two-time Super Bowl champion defending gambling allegations looming, Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. I don't know what I want to play, though. Do I want to play something? I do. Hmm? What are you doing there? What are any of us doing here? What is the purpose? What are you buying? What are you selling? I'd buy that for a high price. What's that? A sack of weed, a sack of weed. 1,000 passing yards. Yeah, let's take a look at the league leaders. League leader of cola. I gotta get that laundry here shortly. Okay, we over Owen Thompson by about 100 yards. We did have a lackluster performance in that week 3 matchup, but whatever. We got what we got. Completions 74 for Peter Castle. Attempts 130 for Peter Castle. Touchdowns, we know who got that. Would you look at Dale Covington down in New Orleans? But nah, Antonio Sweetleaf Jr. Just averaging 5 touchdowns a game. No big deal. We get 5 touchdowns a game. Like I said, 4 touchdowns last week. A little bit under par, but whatever. Interceptions, just one. That's a big time jump up. Our completion percentage, probably not the best. 70? 75? Okay, I'll take it. Yards per game, 336. How many times we've been sacked? 3. What's the most sacks? Trent Oakley, Chad Buckley, Nick Foster. Damn, you getting peppered. Who'd we just play? Somebody from the NFC. Whatever. What's going on with receiving? Yards. Okay. LaRon Mills may not get his title. We keep playing the way we're playing. He should be leading in touchdowns, though. This man got 8 touchdowns through 3 games. 8 touchdowns. Come on now. How can you stop that? How can you stop that? You can't. You can only hope to contain it. You can only hope to contain it. But what are we going to do, people? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't think I want to solo queue Overwatch. I don't think I want to do Sekiro. Play Skate? Nah. 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 Forget it. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's a good time to wrap it up. We streamed already. We streamed last night. I just wanted to play a game. I was thinking maybe playing 2, but I'm good. I'm cool. I'll probably get some food. I'll be chilling though. I'll be around. Thank you everybody who came in. Jaredin, thanks for stopping in. Crew, thanks for stopping in. Anybody who was in the lurk, it's greatly appreciated. Thank y'all so much for taking the time out of your day to come by and see me, Casualty. In the meantime, in between time, keep it cool, keep it clean, keep it casual, and I'll catch y'all on the other side.